Hey everyone, Meteoric Turtle, and welcome back to the channel. Jumping right back into some more Outer Worlds, where we now get to go face an automechanical warden, which quite frankly sounds terrifying. Alright, here we go. There it is. We're all gonna die. You know, probably. Yeah, that's not working all that well. Let's switch back over to the shoddy shot. See if I can get behind him. Well, there's one down. And need to run away. Heal up. Alright, you keep distracting. And look at that. Oh Lord. Okay, let's go ahead and switch back to this guy. I guess that only happens once per. You know, I didn't need any extra drones to fight in addition to this stinking thing. Ugh. Yeah, this is not gonna be fun. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. You need to die. Okay. Reload. Oh, my guy's dead. Why are you trying to fight him with the thing again? There's one down. Alright, that does work a little bit better. You need to go away. Ah. Reload. One combat drone down. Another combat drone down. Feel like there's another one around here somewhere. Oh, that guy. Just that guy. The main guy. Oh. Wow. Cannot stay alive there. Alright, we'll try it. Woo! He didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. Get some of this, get some of this, get some of this, get some. Oh wow. Did more damage this way than any other way. The combat drones, I'm guessing, are kind of meant to keep you from being able to do this. Come on, you guys need to die. Come on. No! Don't get in here with me. Oh no, don't get in here with me. Oh, come on. These, oh, that stupid quick thingy that they do, that quick slide that they do. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Kill all these combat drones. I did not need more combat drones coming through here. Come on, kill this thing. Kill it, 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 kill it. Ow. That hurt really bad. Oh, come on. More of these. Come on. I don't need 400 more combat drones out here. Look how many combat drones there are. How are we supposed to beat this? Come on. There's too many combat drones. How are you supposed to beat this with 800 combat drones running around the place? Come on. Too many combat drones. Too many combat drones. Come on, game. And all I've got is, oh, hey, I can go slow motion for a second. Which doesn't really help. Get off of me, dude. Seriously. Come on. Stupid combat drones. Die, you piece of crap. Die already. Will you please die? Thank you. Eesh. How fast can I save? Oh my gosh, that guy was a pain. Not because of him. Dealing with him would not be that bad. But dealing with him and all those combat drones at the same time. What a nightmare. I think dodge saved me there, though. Being able to hop around a bit. Definitely made things a little bit easier for me. So. How do we get... Ah, okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and save again. Never hurts to be prepared. Wow. This place is pretty nice right here. Oh. You came at me, bro. Now you're dead. You came at me, and now you're dead. You were really easy to kill, though, compared to that warden, dude. Oh my goodness, that guy was hard to kill. Maybe you shouldn't have tried to shoot at me immediately. What up, Phineas?
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved and long overdue.
Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting.
You lunatic! You broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
You alright? What did they do to you?
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
Yeah, I do not like the sound of that at all.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
Seems that way.
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Yeah. We do have a lot of work. Let's get started.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're
Sounds
going to
good.
need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Yeah, somebody has to run the colony. I'm the only competent person left. Sounds good to
You
me.
won't hear a word of disagreement from me. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
Very exciting.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Sublight Salvage adapted to the changes in Halcyon, shifting their business model to suit the times. Their claims of legitimacy were scrutinized, but ultimately unquestioned. Lilia Hagen would continue to protect her family as ruthlessly as ever. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the Unreliable supply closet.
I guess that was something we could have done.
Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus and proved yourself the most capable leader left in the colony. You administered the colony in your own image. With the old power of the board destroyed, a new government of Halcyon rose with you at its center. With your steady hand, you guided Halcyon through the turbulent years that were to follow, and helped ensure the survival of the colony until the end of your days. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Well, there you go. There is the Outer Worlds. Only big question I have in that, well, I have two questions mainly. So, first question, who's the captain of the Unreliable now if Parvati stayed on the Unreliable for, foreseeable future? And everyone else left. Vicar Max left. Nyoka left. The robot stayed in the closet forever, which is my second question. I never even saw the robot. But yeah, so I wonder who was I guess maybe Parvati was the captain, because we were head of the government or whatever. Who knows, maybe we went out for weekend trips on the Unreliable. So yeah, overall, definitely a good game. I really enjoyed that one. I mean, now of course we know there's a second one coming out, so I'm a little curious as far as to what they're going to do with that. But as far as the first one goes, it was definitely pretty interesting. The world itself was a bit depressing. I mean, I kind of get where they're going with the whole extremely corporate, society or whatever, but oof, it's a bit depressing. Not too many nice people, and just kind of the rules of the world were very, restricting. But yeah, overall, definitely enjoyed it. Looking forward to maybe playing the second one in the future. That's going to do it for this game. Stick around, I'll have plenty more playthroughs coming out. Until next time, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching.